Hello, my friends. I've done it. I finally made it back for a Monday stream. This hasn't happened in weeks. I'm so proud of myself. We're here. We're queer, and we're playing a video game. Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you a little bit. You know the way that I like to preface some of my favorite games with some lore PM before we get started. I'm also prefacing this game with a little bit of lore because I'm honestly not sure if it's gonna take us the full 3 hours to beat it. It's on the shorter side. 5 Days of Stranger is the first game in the Shizo Mythos saga, which was created years ago. I actually just checked. 5 Days of Stranger came out in 2003 and is a game developed by Yahtzee, who's the guy who does Zero Punctuation, the game reviews. Very British, very sweary when he's allowed to be. And you're gonna be able to tell a little bit that he made this game because this game and the other games of the series, because some of the comedy I feel tracks, but it is it is more serious than he usually is on his fun review program. Horror, point and click, pixelated adventure series about some spooky shit that's gonna be mostly laid out over the course of this game. I have played 5 Days of Stranger for the channel before, but I'm hoping to get the rest of the games in their full capacity done this week. We're gonna dedicate a day a game essentially, and then we're gonna do something fun on Friday. I'm not entirely sure. But the games in order are 5 Days of Stranger, 7 Days a Skeptic, Trilby's Notes, and then 6 Days of Sacrifice. And you may ask yourself, now Jackdaw, why are the numbers out of order? And I cannot answer you that. You have to ask Yahtzee. He made it so the games are out of order. And I cannot fix that for you. And trust me, it bothers me too. But today's 5 Days of Stranger. I'm excited about it. I had to rewatch. Lucajin has a very good playthrough of all of these games on her channel, and I've watched the 5 Days of Stranger playthrough today in preparation for maybe not being completely useless at this point and click horror game. The first game's pretty easy though. It's the second game that's gonna get me killed a couple of times. 7 Days of Skeptic has a lot more moments that you could very easily get murdered from what I remember. But let's get it started. I'm excited about this. These games, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with these games. If it was a formative experience for me or what, but we're here and we're gonna play them all. Is my freaking brother? I'm so tired of my stream deck not working. That works. But I can't pause my music? Homophobe. Home of Phobia. This game in particular starts with some pretty quick introductory monologuing from not our title character, our main character, so I'm gonna try to focus in once we get it loaded. Is it? Hey! I don't have a name. I used to have one, and a lot of people would like to know what it is. Some call me Trilby, and as a name, it suffices. I've been called many things. A burglar, a hoodlum, a criminal. I prefer to think of myself as a gentleman thief. And tonight, I have something potentially very rewarding in store. My fence phones me in the middle of the night and asks if I know about Defoe Manor. Apparently, the last of the Defoe line has obligingly died without heirs, leaving all the family valuables up for grabs. The lawyers have got the place locked up tight, of course, but that's never stopped me before. And the place, of course, is deserted. Yes, this should be a painless and rewarding evening's entertainment. 5 Days a Stranger, baby! My grandchildren, Defo. CFO are my children. Is that how your lineage works out, darling? Honestly, excellent. Very good. Also, yes, this is the aspect ratio of the game. No, I cannot change it. We're gonna work with it. My parents were Mr. and Mrs. A foe. Perfect. I mean, I knew that about your dad, but he's a foe. Teehee. Mrs. AFO and Mr. Asshole. Exactly. Alright. Let's get this started. Day 1. So we're just going in and we're gonna rob the place, and nothing terrible will happen to anybody ever. Certainly. That's the idea, right? That's the premise of the game. And the gentleman thief makes his entrance. If we're just here to rob the place, I don't know why it's gonna take 5 days. Oh gosh, okay. So we've got a bunch of little icons down here. There's a steppy icon. We could do a steppy. There is also a look. A look icon. I can look at things. Like this painting. A rather dreadful portrait of a woman, early Victorian style, and I notice a wedding band on her finger. This must be the wife of the mansion's first owner. Oh. We will be doing a lot of looking at things, and there's also a why is my mouse so fuck? I don't know if you can see that. It's like off by several millimeters from the bottom here. It'll be fine. There's a grabby hands. We can go grab stuff. You have no value to anyone except the owner, and he's dead, of course. No, it'll be fine. This technical difficulty probably won't get me killed too much. Bachelor of Law awarded to Clarence Defoe by the University of Warwick. Also, this game and this franchise are very British UK centric, so just brace yourself for that. Clarence Defoe was the last owner of the house who recently died, and I think I've just lost whatever sympathy I had for him. Just because the poor man's a lawyer, Trilby? Come on. Doesn't seem like a Victorian fixture. Must be an addition made by the most recent tenant. Sure. Empty glass fronted cabinet. Kind of books the middle class keep around themselves in order to appear learned. And an Armstrong 14 steel safe. I can crack these in my sleep. Well, we came here to rob the place. Let's crack it. Damn. Empty. Guess the family solicitor got here first. Well. Shucks. Should we leave? It won't open. Must have been jarred shut somehow. Well, I guess I'll have to take the old-fashioned way out. Are you assuming, Trilby, this is a mansion. Are you assuming that the only things of value in this mansion is in the safe? You gotta at least check out the rest of the house first, right? What? Oh, no, no. Stay away from me. Stay away. What the fuck is his problem? What got into him? Oh, wait. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this thing. Well, who the hell is that guy? I was under the impression this house was empty. It is, indeed, supposed to be empty. I don't think we can open any of these. He went this way, right? I don't think we saw him go down the stairs. Locked doors, locked doors. Nah, at least the bathroom isn't locked, I guess. Also, how is the volume? It feels a little loud. I'm going to actually like manually go in here. Because this is a 2003 game, they don't really have, there isn't really volume setting in the game. That's probably a little bit better. Let me know. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet or what have you. I'm gonna be, it's not a voiced game. I'm gonna be reading most of the dialogue anyways, so you're probably going to want to be hearing my voice. It's a sync. Beyond that, there's not much I can say about it. Very understated mirror. I hate bidets. They're so decadent. Trilby, come on now. Bath is very clean and white, probably recently used. And there's just the rug. No worries, darling. Oh, come on. I'm trying to figure out where the mouse is. This will get me killed at some point, I'm sure. Jammed shut. Damn. Can I... Oh, I should have tried to take a piss, but I don't think this game will let me take the piss. But where the fuck did AJ hop out of that window? You don't know his name is AJ yet, but that was AJ. Don't worry about him too much. He's probably fine. What about the doors? No latch, no chain, no deadbolt. Doesn't even have a keyhole. So why won't the bloody thing open? This is becoming very tiresome. Can I, there's a telephone here. Check the telephone. Call for help? Line's dead. Somehow I was expecting that. Of course you were, Trilby. What about the newspaper? Should always keep abreast of day-to-day events. I'm going to try to do my best to, read most of this. Copy of the newspaper dated last Friday. Heir to Defoe estates found dead. Sir Clarence Defoe, last of the long-running Defoe line, was found dead yesterday in his home. Defoe, only 24, damn, was found hanging from a tree in the front yard of Defoe Manor. His recent bride, Julia Swanson Defoe, was also found dead in the mansion, apparently stabbed to death. Jesus. Inspector Jacob Barnes, the officer in charge of the investigation, has closed the case. There's no mystery here, he said. Defoe killed his wife and then himself. We have already disproved the possibility of a third party. Nice job. Sir Clarence's solicitor, Michael Chesham, however, has gone on record questioning the inspector's judgment. Last I saw Sir Clarence, he was infinitely content. He would never have committed such an act, plus there was no suicide note. Does there have to be a suicide note for it to have been a suicide? Look a direction in the house, I guess. Fine. Welsh dresser. How very bourgeois. Rather amateurish landscape. The signature identifies it as the work of Matthew Defoe, circa 1818. So that must have been a person who lived in this house, I'm assuming. Now this is what I call an antique. Nice finish. Probably fetch a decent amount if I can find the right dealer. Oh, well, put that rocking chair in your pocket, Trilby. Save it for later. I think finding a way out of this place is higher on my priorities than stealing the furniture right now. But Trilby, that's what we're here for. Straight from the Argos catalog to your living room. That's what I meant when I said this game's very British. I don't know anything about the Argos catalog. Ooh. TV? Had no comment at this time. In other news, the society world is still shaken by the sudden death of Sir Clarence Defoe. Sir Clarence and his wife Julia were found dead last Thursday in Defoe Manor. Our correspondent, Peter Daltrey, has the report. It was just 4 weeks ago that this place was a buzz of activity as Sir Clarence Defoe moved in with his new bride, Julia Swanson Defoe. I'm trying so hard to get all the text. Now, after this shocking tragedy, the place is quiet as a tomb and empty of human life. Yeah, certainly. Sir Clarence had only proven his attachment to the Defoe lineage almost 1 year ago. and since then had been renovating the long-abandoned family mansion in preparation for his marriage. That sounds familiar. The police had already declared the tragedy as a murder-suicide, although many have insisted that Sir Clarence was incapable of such an act. The debate rages on, while the fate of the house and family fortunes remains unclear. This is Peter Daltrey, BBC News, Defoe Manor. Thank you, Peter. Our top stories again. Another thing I need to remember, we can watch the TV every day. I hate television. Trilby, what don't you hate? You hate television? You hate bidets? You just deprive yourself of these things? I'm taking that cord. This is an adventure game. I know to take everything that isn't nailed down. One obscenely overstuffed sofa. Hilarious. Alright, another door? Hey! Oops. It's about time you showed up. Huh? Who? I'm sorry? Well, you should be. I've been stuck in this house for days. Where's the way out? I'm sorry, I don't understand. You're the guy who owns this place, right? No. Oh. So, how'd you get in here? Window on the second floor. Is it still open? No, it jammed shut. Damn. Well, looks like the house has a new guest. That awful thing to say. Hope no more turn up. We've only got 5 chairs. If you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Wait a minute. Yes? Who are you? Oh, I beg your pardon. Harty's the name. Philip Harty. Call me Phil. And you are? Trilby. Mr. Trilby, I'm afraid you are now a prisoner. Like me, like everyone else in this house. A prisoner? Don't ask me why, but once you get in, the house won't let you leave. Tried all the doors and windows, none of them open. Garden wall's unclimbable, and I can't tunnel under it. But why? Who's keeping us here? Beats the hell out of me. Whoever it is, they will certainly not be safe from my fists once I get out of here. Sure, Phil. So if there's something you're not telling me, now would be a good time to get it off your chest. I assure you I'm completely mystified. So, how many more people are in this place? Only 3 more. First there's Jim, the youngest. He turned up just after I did. He's a good kid. Second, Simone Taylor. You probably know her off the telly. She's a correspondent for the BBC. She came here to make some kind of documentary, I think, but now she's stuck here with us. Lastly, there's AJ. Skinny bloke with a tash. He won't tell us who he is or where he came from. That scared the shit out of me. All I know is that he's been here longer than anyone. Nearly a whole week. I think I've already met him. Oh, what a heartwarming story. Fuck off, Philip. Anyway, why don't you see if you could track them all down? I'm calling a house meeting at the lounge. Spread the word. Trust you'll enjoy your stay at Defoe Manor, Mr. Trilby. I still don't understand. Just find the others and tell them to meet up in the lounge. We can discuss things properly then. Sure. Fair. Thank you for the hydrate routine, darling. I do have a full bottle of water in preparation for all the reading I'm gonna have to do with this fucking... Gosh. As I should. Oh. So loud. Okay, well this is a wild room to be in. A trophy room, I guess? Look at all the shit on the walls. Tiger head. Stuffed tiger head mounted in the act of snarling, presumably to justify its death in some small way. Damn, Trilby, tell me how you really feel. A moose head. So it's not enough to kill animals in Africa, he has to come and do it in Canada, too. Of course, of course. A lion head. Evidently someone fancies themselves as a big game hunter. Or maybe they just fancy themselves. Jesus, Trilby. A bell jar. Glass bell jar containing a rather hideous-looking wooden idol. Excuse me? Someone's making noise. It sounds like it's supposed to be like creaky floorboards, but it does just sound like the game farted in my ear. It does just sound like the game farted in my ear. And it takes a little bit of the tension out of the situation, but I have to say it now. Ooh, some sepia prints. A very old sepia photograph of a man in explorer's gear standing over a dead tiger. The label reads, Sir Roderick tames a vicious beast. Gun he's holding looks a lot like the one over the fireplace. Oh, sure. Yeah, there is this rifle here. I'm no expert on guns, but I think that it's a late 18th century musket rifle, standard issue of the British Army of that period. Sure. Photograph portrays a native bearer in an aggressive stance before a very wary looking lion. The label reads Savage versus Savage. Wild. Again, I'm going to forewarn you. Assuming what that is talking about without looking it up, and also having rewatched the playthrough that Luca Jin did. This game is very 2003. Sir Roderick Defoe is also not a great guy, but this game is also very 2003. There's a couple of like R slurs dropped at various points. You just gotta brace yourself for it, and don't let it take you out of the narrative too much. Ancient picture of two men in full hunting gear. The label reads Sir Roderick and Carstairs? Interesting. And an old photograph of a small collection of straw huts. The label reads A Native Village. Sure. Sir Roderick fancied himself a colonizer, I see. As most British men did. 1800s and earlier, I'm sure. Alright, so we have to find AJ. Say it. Oh. What's the woman's name? Oh, why do I want to call her Sam? It's not Sam. AJ. Simone Taylor. Simone Taylor and Jim. Boy Jim. I guess we haven't gone this way yet. What's over here? Oh, a very, very orange portrait. Sure. Nope. It's a pleasantly professional quality portrait of a bearded man in a Victorian explorer's outfit. A little plaque on the bottom reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Sure, I guess it was his house, right? At some point. We gotta check out all the stuff. Brand new fridge freezer unit, kitchen cabinets. He calls it a cooker instead of like an oven or a stove. That's wild. Looks like it's never been used. Cabinets, sink. The kitchen sink of everything but fame. Amazing. Can I open some of these cabinets? Doesn't look like there's anything in that one. What the fuck? Oh, and that's the under sink. What the why is there a huge salt bag? Cabinet contains a large bag of salt. Shelby, do you want to put that in your pocket? It's too big to carry around with me, but if I ever need lethal quantities of salt, I'll know where to look. Sure. I guess that's fair. Backyard? Stick? Pick up stick. Stick in my pocket with the cord. What about door? A shed? Locked. Bummer. Can't touch this conspicuous tree in the backyard. Pushing the tree makes the upper branches sway a little. What fun. Well, that's probably fine. Man's got a pool in his backyard? Yo. Didn't bring my trunks. shame. You don't want to go skinny dipping, Trilby? Water's deep and smells strongly of chlorine. Okay. What about, here? Jesus Christ. I know Phil said he did some digging in the backyard, but that's a lot of digging in the backyard, dude. Someone's done a real number on this lawn. Digging their way out? No, it seems more like they were looking for something. Yeah, like these two holes are you trying to dig your way out. This is you squirreling for something. Oh god. Oh lord. Okay. I know you don't want to get dirt under your fingernails, pretty Princess Trilby, but we have things to do. Alright, well, I do know this game, so I do know. I'm not that far gone. Can't talk to the tree? Why don't you want to talk to the tree, Trilby? I know there's something we have to do with this tree, but I don't know if we have to go talk to Simone. Large oak tree stands proudly beside the house, branches reaching all the way up to the roof. Alright, fine. We go find Simone first. Oh, sorry. Bumping the mic. Doing a little sippy. Doing a little sippy. I guess there is only 5 chairs on the dining room table. Is there food in this house? How have you guys been here for like a week? Oh, hello. But Blondie. This is Simone. Unless I'm very much mistaken, it's Simone Taylor, television personality. Hi, Simone. Pardon me, madame. What? Oh, hello. Philip mentioned we had a new guest. You're Simone Taylor, right? Yes, you must have seen me on TV. And you are? Trilby. Got a first name? No. Hey, wait a second. Not that cat burglar, Trilby. Oh, wow. I presented a Crime Watch special on you once. Oh man, I wish I had a camera right now. This could be huge. You wouldn't consent to an interview, would you? Madame, even if I did have a sudden brain injury that would cause me to do so. Don't you think our apparent imprisonment is a slightly more urgent matter? Well, I admit I thought so the first day I was here. But I've been here for 4 days now, and I really think I'm learning a lot about this place. If I could just get these infernal doors open. Philip's calling a house meeting in the lounge. Yes, it's so like him to do that when a new face appears. I'll see you later, Mr. Trilby. Philip! Hold on. She said Philip told her that we were here. Why didn't Philip just tell her that he's having a meeting in the lounge? What an annoyance of a man Philip Harty is. Would it surprise you if I told you that one of the biggest ships of this non-existent fandom is for Phil and Trilby, I'm pretty sure. Hey! Hello? Did this tree just talk to me? I know you said you weren't that far gone, Trilby, but I think there's someone up in that tree. Nope. Oh, hi. You're new. Have you come to set us free? No, apparently I'm a prisoner now too. I'm guessing you must be Jim. What were you doing in that tree? I thought I might be able to get over the wall. But the tree's too far. And there's this ravine just outside the wall too. So I understand, yes. Philip wants us all to meet up in the lounge. Oh, okay. I'll head there now then. Don't even go introducing yourself or anything, Trilby. You introduce yourself to Simone, but but Jim's just like, oh, okay. Alright, mister. Now the lounge, I think, is not the TV room, but the room before the TV room. Didn't find AJ, but our new arrival has graced us with his presence. I expect there's a lot you want to know. Join the club. So let me see if I have this clear in my head. You're all trapped in this house by some invisible intelligence. Right. Can't leave. Nope. As soon as I entered, I became trapped too. Pretty much. Why? Why would anyone want to keep us prisoner here? Maybe they're just lonely. No, if they wanted company, they'd have shown themselves. Maybe they have. Maybe one of us is behind all this. Oh, don't be silly. Why would any of us want to trap a load of people here and pretend we didn't? I don't know, do I? I don't speak loony. We mustn't squabble amongst ourselves. Hampered by paranoia and suspicion, we'd only hinder each other. I suggest we assume for now that we four are all innocent. I agree with that. We 5, including AJ. Where is he anyway? I couldn't find him anywhere. Saw him just after I arrived, but he ran away from me. Well, that's odd. Listen, Mr. Trilby. We work as a team in this house. That's how it's been since it started. So we all have to share information. No secrets. So why'd you come to this house? He's a cat burglar. Why do you even have to ask? Didn't come here to take part in some bizarre Big Brother event, that's for sure. Is there anything you know about this house that would help? Anything at all? I doubt I know much more than any of you. All I know is the last heir just died, and it's supposed to be empty. Well, I guess you're not much of a help then. I suppose an extra pair of hands is always useful. Still not completely clear on a few details. Do I get to ask you all some questions now? Sure. Just ask any of us whatever you'd like. Yes. Questions. Also, I try so hard to get all of the text on screen because I cannot stop these cutscenes. When these characters start talking, I can fast forward through it, but I cannot slow it down. So if I'm tunnel visioned on it, that's why. We're trying to get all the info. Miss Taylor, yes. That's all I wanted to know, is if you responded to your name. Hold on, let me see if he... What do you know about the mansion? Well, I've heard some pretty disturbing stories about it. Here we go. There have been some stories of weird happenings around it for decades. Ever since the first disappearance of the original owner and his son. People have gone missing in the area around the house more than anywhere else in the country. People from all walks of life. People like us? Don't say that. How did you come to be here? Filming some documentary, right? I only came down here for a documentary. There's been a lot of interest in old ghost stories lately. We figured something on Defoe Manor would pull in the rating. And not because it would make interesting viewing. This is why I hate television. Trilby, excuse me, I was talking. I arrived here before the camera crew. I was supposed to wait for them. But I couldn't resist just taking a walk around the ground. Next thing I knew, I was in the backyard. Looked all over, but I couldn't find a way back to the front. It was my own fault, really. Yes, it was. First of all, Philip, Shut the hell up. Second of all, Trilby, I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding on how businesses work. You gotta, yeah, I know you're your own boss being a cat burglar, but you gotta bring in money. What happened to your camera crew? I have no idea. They probably just left when I never showed up. I'm sort of glad they didn't get mixed up in this too. Quite. Tell me a bit about yourself. Why, that's so sweet of you to ask. We're in for it now. I'm a correspondent for the BBC, but you probably already knew that. I'm afraid I don't watch much television. Oh. Well, I do outside broadcasts for the news mainly. Sometimes I present documentaries or variety shows. Whenever I'm needed, really. Very much a Jill of all trades. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Alright, Phil, let's ask the couch a question. Mr. Harty? Yes, Mr. Trilby? What do you know about the mansion? Mr. Harty? Plenty. I read an article in this month's Treasure Hunting Monthly. It was built by some explorer guy, Sir Roger Defoe or something like that. His wife died giving birth, and his son went missing sometime later. Hell, maybe the article could tell you better than I could. I'll let you borrow it. Thanks. Just don't mess it up too much. It's for my scrapbook. Amazing. I'm still trying to figure out what voice I want for Phil. How did you come to be here, Phil? Well, I came up here to look for some artifacts. And I'm sure you had the full consent of the Defoe solicitors to do so. Shut up. I just heard some old family tombs somewhere. Just heard of some old family tombs somewhere under the building. I mean, really old. Anything inside probably doesn't belong to anyone, so finders keepers. I managed to call in a few favors to get over the ravine and the back wall. Then, of course, I couldn't get out again. How many people know you're here? A handful, I suppose. They wouldn't get suspicious till I go missing for months, though. Tell me a bit about yourself, Phil. About me? Well, I'm in what you'd call the import-export business. You're a thief. I am not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter. I only take what belongs to dead people, since they're not using it, you know. Our new friend here, he's a thief. True, but also a gentleman. And I only take what I'm sure no one's using too. I'm sure that's a great comfort to them. That's all I wanted to know. Righto. Alright, Jim. Jim, my boy. Yes? How the hell did you get here? What do you know about this mansion? Not much. We could always just about see the roof over the playground wall. We all used to tell each other it was haunted. Well, why? Were there any stories, legends attached? Well, a friend of mine used to say a crazy hermit lived there, who killed people and ate them alive. Oh, well, I'm certainly reassured. I'm sure you are, Philip. I'm gonna one more CV. How did you come to be here, Jim? It was so stupid. We climbed over the school wall at lunchtime. Why? It was a dare. We were going to see how long it would take for the school to find us. Then we came across this old house, and Richard dared me to knock on the door. He bet me £1 I wouldn't do it. My school was like that. Broke my collarbone playing pylon once. Shut up, Philip. What happened next? Well, I was about to knock on the door, but it opened by itself. I heard Richard dare me to take a step inside. So you did, and the door closed behind you, and it wouldn't open again. Yeah. Your friends didn't call the police or anything? How should I know? I guess they didn't since nobody came. That was on Wednesday. School probably knows I'm gone now. I see. Tell me a bit about yourself, Jim. Schoolboy Jim. Like what? I don't know. Where were you before you came here? I was at St. Trinian's boarding school, not far from here. Been there since I was 10. My parents move around a lot, you see. How old are you now? Nearly 16. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Anyone see the pattern in all these stories? Which pattern would that be? Seems to me the house only traps people individually. It didn't try to trap Jim's friends or Simone's camera crew. It's only letting us in one at a time. You're talking about the house like it's intelligent. Surely it's more likely that there's just some joker behind all this. Maybe. But how did they know we were coming? How did it know to leave a window open for me, risking one of you finding it? You think the house is haunted? I wouldn't use that word. But I definitely have a very odd feeling. Like we're being watched, I suppose. Yeah. Maybe this is one of Simone's rating winners. Excuse me? We're locking up some people in a house against their will and secretly filming them. Sounds like a natural reality TV progression. It's also highly illegal, Philip. Wouldn't stop some people. Where the hell has AJ got to, anyway? I was hoping he'd be here. He's been doing some research on the house. He was going to share it with us tonight. Maybe someone should go look for him. What, now? It's getting pretty late. I admit I am beginning to feel tired. Yeah, me too. But what about AJ? I don't think there's any need to worry now. If he still hasn't turned up by morning, then we'll look for him. Oh, alright. Well, we look for him as soon as we get up. Day 2. Shelby, you're not looking for him. What was that noise? Certainly not something terrible. Oh, Jesus, no. Simone? Philip? Jim? Oh God, who did this? What the? You did this? Stay back, I'm warning you. Who are you? Oh? That's Hatless Trilby. Under the mask. It was us all along. Christ, I've never dreamt so vividly before. It's so disturbing. Disturbing. Alright, so we have to see if someone found Philip. And definitely not think too hard about that terrible dream. Not the dream sequence switcheroo. Certainly not a terrible portent of something that could happen in this horror game. Certainly not. Ooh, actually, before we go talk to people, let's watch the news. I'm going to remember this time. We gotta watch all the news cycles. Okay. Television? Our top story this morning. Police are still baffled by the apparent disappearance of television personality Simone Taylor. Miss Taylor was due to film a documentary on the notorious Defoe manor, but her camera crew reported that she never arrived. Police have been investigating the building, but so far have found no way to get inside. Interesting. Defoe family solicitor, Michael Chesham, has the only key to the building and is currently unavailable. Miss Taylor's disappearance coinciding with the disappearance of a local youth from a nearby boarding school simply add to the legend surrounding the mysterious Defoe manor. Reports. So cops can't even, like, get in the building, huh? Well, you three seem to be holding up just fine. Wild that, like, I know it's UK, but no one's tried, like, breaking a window. We can't, like, see them outside. You could tell this wasn't made by an American. Cops would bust in. That's what I'm saying. Like, they can't, I'm not saying they'd, like, shoot through a window. But I am saying that British cops would probably have, like, a battering ram or something. Okay. Oh. No, I do not wish to speak to the portrait. We want to look at the portrait. A portrait of an aging man in a safari suit. The plaque reads Sir Roderick Defoe. We're gonna look at that portrait every day. Because it will change. Jim. How you doing, Jim? Hi, Mr. Trilby. Do you know where the others are? Well, I don't know where Mr. Hardy is. But Miss Taylor's up in the library. The library? On the second floor. I think she broke the door open or something. See, Simone Taylor would have gotten into this house. What are you reading? Also, he's facing away from us. It's a little weird. Treasure Island. I found it in the living room. How are you liking it? It's a bit heavy going. I think I prefer Terry Pratchett. Honestly, fair. Have you seen AJ? Not since yesterday morning. He seemed pretty anxious about something. Did he say why? No. Just said something about getting to the bottom of all this. Then he left the room and I never saw him again. Enjoy your lurk, darling. How are you feeling, Jim? Okay, I guess. I had this really horrible dream. But you don't want to hear about it. I do, Jim. You're taking this imprisonment thing very well, I must say. Well, it's not that different to boarding school, really. Ouch. Except there's no one to hit you across the knuckles when you talk too much at night. Excuse me, that's fair, I guess. That's all I need. Okay, Mr. Trilby. You have fun with your book. I'm going to get out this way. I know we said Simone's upstairs. But before we go to the library, we have to find and talk to one Mr. Philip Hardy. Because he has something that I want. Because he's out here with his little golf club looking metal detector. It won't answer me. I'm not talking to the lawn. I'm talking to Philip. Hey, Mr. Hardy. Well, look who's up. Why was it? I got so distracted because he was walking in place for a second. Have you seen any of the others? Last I saw Jim, he was in the dining room. Don't know about the Taylor woman. Thanks. I don't like how you refer to her as the Taylor woman. Do you know if AJ's turned up yet? Not to my knowledge. In fact, I don't think we'll ever be seeing him again. We'll be seeing him ever again. Why not? Well, if this is some kind of reality TV stunt, he must have been in on it. Maybe he's gone to file reports on how all the cameras are working. I honestly doubt this is the work of the BBC, Philip. Do you have a better explanation? Not yet. Well then. Hello, Kragan! Welcome to Casual Horror. We're just at the beginning of day 2, so you haven't really missed anything other than introduction of characters. It is hilarious. I will say, having known this series and played these games a lot, it is hilarious that Philip suspects AJ of being in on it in some sort of like external governmental fashion, because he is kind of correct, but AJ does not work for the BBC. What are you doing with that metal detector? It's actually part of the plan to get out of here. Oh, good. I've heard there's some kind of family tomb buried somewhere under the grounds. If I can find it, there might be another way to the surface. And I presume any family valuables they have down there would be an unexpected bonus? Hey, judge not, lest ye be judged yourself. You're a cat burglar, for God's sake. At least I have a sense of priorities. Well, when you found an escape route and saved us all, I'll be sure to apologize profusely. Just kiss already. How do you know the tomb's there? How do you know there is a tomb? I don't. That's what the metal detector's for. Oh, we need to read his thing, by the way. How do you know there's anything to detect? It's probably all stone and dusty corpses. Actually, you'd be surprised about how much metal can be found in a tomb. Belt buckles, coffin handles, candlesticks, gold, silverware. Implying something. Oh, goodness me, no. Listen, the tomb could be on the other side of the grounds for all you know. Sure, but this is as good a place as any to start. And until I see some compelling evidence for its location, I'll continue my systematic sweep. I'm sorry, does gold set off detectors? That's literally also what I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure metal detectors are based on... I don't think metal detectors detect all metal. It's like a magnetism thing, right? So they're going to be detecting, like, iron? That's what I always assumed. Like, iron and steel and stuff like that. Which would also be in a tomb. But I don't think your metal detector is going to help you find, like, gold. Yeah, Kragan, you let me know. I've got shit to read. We will need to borrow his metal detector, but he's not going to give it to us yet. Are you the one who dug a path to the lawn? Bill? Where'd you get a shovel? Yeah. I was trying to dig my way out of this place. Where'd you get the shovel? The ground gets really solid 2 feet down, and the wall foundations go even further. Well, that would explain the holes nearest the walls. What about the others? Ugh. Alright, I was looking for treasure. Happy now? You want some kind of metal? Just professional interest, you understand. Any luck? With treasure? Nah. Found some kind of pipeline running under the lawn, but not much else. How are you, Philip? Oh, I'm just fine. And when I find the way out, I'll be even better. The jackdaw is correct? Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear, buddy. It is magnetism based. Electromagnetic fields. Bitch. Philip. I know you're a treasure hunter and you probably don't have a college degree like me, who has a college degree. Pay no attention that it's a BFA. But I know how electromagnetism works, and it's not gonna help. Or I should be accusing Trilby, because Trilby was the one who was like gold and silverware. Both of you two need to just, first of all, just kiss already. Second of all, learn a thing. See you around. Whatever. Whatever. Alright. So we have to find a way to get him to give us the metal detector for plot relevant reasons. And that way is going to be by convincing him that there isn't a tomb in the backyard, essentially. So we need to find a map of the house. Which might be in that library that Jim was talking about. Oh yeah, that's a busted ass door. Can you? Someone seems to have broken the lock off this door. Simone, this isn't your house. Girl, are you okay? Hey, Miss Taylor. Ah, hello, Mr. Trilby. I do know where all the others are, but we need to ask her about AJ. Well, Philip said he was going into the garden. I don't know where Jim is, and AJ's still missing. Thanks. So you haven't seen AJ. You get a group of writers together, how good do you think they'll be at Jeopardy with their accumulated random knowledge? It depends on the size of the group, but honestly, we could get pretty far. We could get pretty far. So Simone, did you sleep well? Did you have any terrible nightmares about killing everybody? To be honest, not really. I had this terrible dream. Someone had killed you and Philip and Jim. I remember a huge guy with a welding mask. Let me guess, he took off the mask and he looked exactly like you. No, actually, he looked exactly like you. What does it mean? Frankly, I don't want to know. I don't want you to think of me as a serial killer this early in the game, Simone. Don't even worry about it. Did you break the lock on this door? No, I just came up here and it was like that. I suppose AJ must have done it. He must have been reading from that pile of books. I don't know exactly. I'd have to ask him. So I take it AJ hasn't turned up yet? No. Do you think he found a way out? If he did, he didn't have the decency to tell us. I wouldn't be surprised. He's kind of jumpy. Maybe he just saw an opportunity and took it. Maybe. What do you know about AJ? Not much. He refused to tell us anything about himself. Where he came from, why he came here. Not even his full name. Kind of suspicious, isn't it? You think he had some kind of agenda? I really wouldn't know. I didn't ask him his pronouns. Of course, you're no one to judge when it comes to withholding names. True. I actually don't remember AJ's full name. I'm sure I've seen it on the wiki somewhere. How are you holding up? Because I'm a potato. Oh, spare me the gallantry. I'm just fine. Alright. See you later then. Sure. We gotta look at all these books. Someone's been doing a little research here. 1988 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica with Wagner to Woodlouse missing. I used to know what that was in reference to. What are we looking up? It's probably down here. Delia's How to Cook series. A couple of binders containing old architectural plans for Defoe Manor. There'd probably be some architectural plans of the building yard. Or we'll take that. Take that. A map is always handy. We'll look at that and we'll look at the thing in a second. The article. Collection of old road maps and atlases, probably tragically out of date. Oh, Trilby, get out of my way. Shelf full of nothing but photo albums. That's a lot of photo albums. Historical texts on most of the really well-known noble families. History of the Defoe lineage. That looks interesting. Got a lot of reading to do. It's about time I read up on the Defoe family. Complete unabridged Oxford English Dictionary. These don't come cheap. Lovingly bound textbooks on gardening. Books on the occult. No doubt interesting bedtime reading. I don't think we can grab that yet. Books on photography, cartooning, and watercoloring. Some of P.G. Wodehouse's best. Several volumes of something called the Digest of the Visual Arts. And someone's been doing the research. Freedom! Welcome back from ad jail. We're just grabbing some books. Yeah, any use for any of these. You're rewarded for coming back from ad jail with plot because we have things to read. Let's look at this article first. Article cut from a magazine called Treasure Hunting Monthly. The Mystery of Defoe Manor. Defoe Manor, one of the country's more notorious stately homes, is renowned for being a great source of untold wealth. But what is the curse that surrounds the creaking house? The mansion was built in the early 19th century by legendary explorer Roderick Defoe in celebration of his retirement and marriage. Sir Roderick disappeared along with his only son on the 15-year anniversary of his wife's sudden death. Tragic. After that, the house fell into the possession of a succession of heirs, most of whom died or disappeared in mysterious circumstances, and nobody in 200 years? Nearly 200 years, right? Thought to figure this out? House was left abandoned after the last heir was thought to have died in 1946, until the recent appearance of Clarence Defoe, who managed to prove his connection to the lineage and inherit the house, and his death. He's died since, which is unfortunate, but a very old architectural plan of Defoe Manor. There's Defoe Manor with the underground tomb clearly marked as being under the front yard. Yes, here. There's something odd about this map. Like, there's something missing. No, it's not that. There's something here that doesn't belong. Something I don't recall seeing in the house. So if you're keeping track, this is the office we came into. Library. At least one of these is probably a bedroom. They're both locked right now. Bathroom for the second floor. And then first floor into the lounge, the TV room, the trophy room, and then there's the dining room with the big table and the portrait. Stop freaking at me. There's kitchen, and then this is the backyard with like the shed. And I don't think we saw a staircase in the kitchen. So that's probably going to become important later. Was that in-game or IRL? That was in-game. The game just be creaking at you sometimes. There's a bunch of... I don't have it cranked too loudly because the music gets to be like crazy loud, intense moments. But if you turn up the volume of the game a little bit, turn up the volume of the stream a little bit, you will hear, there's a lot of background noise. There's like floorboards creaking. There's like footsteps walking around. There's like whispers that suck to be in your ears at all times. No. I want to look at the family history. History of the Defoe family, volume 7. There's the whispers. Roderick Defoe, later Sir Roderick Defoe, is probably the most famous of the lineage. Using a lot of the inheritance he attained when his parents died suddenly, which also sucks, but I was like the 1800s, right? He embarked on a series of adventures throughout the globe, earning quite a reputation as a colonial explorer. He retired from adventuring at the age of 40 when he met his future bride, Belinda Rothman, and fell instantly in love. He built a luxury manor in the English countryside, and the couple moved in as soon as the work was complete. By all accounts, the couple were deliriously happy, which is what made Belinda's sudden death while giving birth to their only son, Matthew, all the more tragic. Sir Roderick was in mourning for a long time, leaving the upbringing of Matthew in the hands of numerous nannies and tutors. When he finally did start taking an interest in his son, he was known to be bitterly disappointed as his son rejected the idea of joining the army and preferring to pursue art and literature. Oh, you poor boy. In like 1800s, can you imagine? Ugh. As Matthew neared the age of 15, however, he and his father seemed to grow closer. They didn't always see eye to eye, but they seemed to understand each other and offer unconditional love. That's also almost, that's actually almost exactly Jim's age, right? He said nearly 16. And then on Matthew's 15th birthday, he and Roderick disappeared. A servant found bloodstains in one of the rooms, but no bodies were found. The fate of Sir Roderick and his wayward son remains a mystery to this day, the first of many mysterious disappearances connected to the Defoe line and the family house. Also, can I? Yeah, I can't just right click. That's so nice. Give me a Can't wait to get your ADHD meds back in your system. Oh, that's so rough. I'm rooting for you. Do you have them like on you, or are you waiting to get them? Period, or do they just need to be absorbed by your body? What's the wait time? What's the wait time looking like? Gotta go back and talk to Philip, right? That's our objective. Stop whispering at me. Game. You're totally out. Oh, that's right. You're working on finding a new doctor. I remember that. Godspeed, my dude. I can't imagine. That's one of my biggest fears of, like, potentially getting medicated in the future is, like, what if... what if you stop receiving medications? That, like... I would be suffering. So we want to give this to Phil. Hey, Phil. Hey, Mr. Hardy, I found an old map in the library. Did you? Take a look. Tomb is quite clearly under the front yard. But this is the backyard. There's no way into the front yard. Sucks, doesn't it? Well, I guess that's my escape plan out the window. Thanks a bunch, buddy. Don't mention it. Hey, can I borrow that metal detector now? Why the hell not? Take away my hopes, might as well take away my only worldly possession too. Have fun with it. Thanks. Now do excuse me. You suffer without them all the same, so it's fair. Okay. We've got a metal detector now. Which we need to follow the pipeline. Oh no, we need to use metal detector on pipe. I can track where this pipeline leads with the metal detector. The trail ends here. I love some of these old... I love a lot of these old point-and-click adventure games, as noticed by how we've already played Puzzle Agent on stream, and that's only, like, 10 years more recent than this one. I don't know how you were supposed to really have known to do this. There was a mention of how Phil found this pipeline under the lawn, but what have we here? Philip's labor rings must have covered it up. It's a small metal panel with a single unmarked red button. And you're just supposed to push the button. Nope. Push. Will be. Button. Thank you. Well, that didn't seem to do anything. But it did, Trilby. It did. Or you see that button was to drain the pool. Why did we want to drain the pool? Excellent question. I know the answer. But the game didn't tell you that AJ's down here. Christ! Oh, Christ. This is definitely the man I met on the landing. Presumably AJ. Looks like someone tied him to an iron hook on the bottom of the pool. But I think he was dead before then. His throat's been split open by some large-edged weapon. God, the stench. I've got to find the others. Dead? How? Murdered. He was stabbed to death and then tied to the bottom of the pool. I keep turning this game down and it keeps reverting, I think. Oh my god. You know what this means, don't you? We're the only ones in this house. The killer has to be one of us. And you're not assuming Jim? Not necessarily. I don't think any of us could engineer. Shut up! It was you, wasn't it? You killed AJ and now you're covering your tracks. Philip, you're being absurd. Why would Trilby tell us where the body is if he wanted to hide it? He's covering his tracks. He's the last one to arrive. Don't tell me you're not a bit suspicious of him. Look, what happened to AJ was a terrible thing. But if we let it tear us apart, we could all go the same way. He's got a point, Philip. Oh, I see. You're all in on this together. Philip, shut up. As far as I'm concerned, there's no one I can trust anymore. From now on, it's every man for themselves. I wonder what kind of weapon that could be. Scared, we all are. But AJ, I mean, I'm really not sure. I think we're being haunted. Oh, well, at least someone's keeping their head. Look, I'm not exactly in love with such an unscientific idea as a murderous ghost. But nothing other than the supernatural could have engineered this situation. I think you lack imagination, Trilby. And this house has a bad history. A history I think it's time I started looking into. Well, do whatever you want. I think I'm going to look into AJ's death with a slightly more sensible attitude. Where's Jim? Someone should tell him about AJ. I think he went upstairs. I'll go look for him. Father? Jim? Jim, is that you? What are you doing, Father? What? Father, no! No, don't! Father! Father! Hold on! Mr. Trilby. Oh, spooky skeleton in the bathtub. Day 3. Ooh, Jim. Sorry, Mr. Trilby, you wanted me to wake you? Did I? You remember yesterday? You told me about AJ, then said you were going to look into the house. Then you asked me to wake you this morning so you could get started. Yes, I remember. Thank you, Jim. Anytime. I didn't know we were playing The Shining. We may as well be. I swear to God, it's because it's a horror game too, this is freaking me out. I keep trying to adjust the volume settings and they keep reverting. Don't worry about it, but I'm worrying about it. Use door, please. Use, nope, not Trilby, door. I'd like to watch some more TV, please. This morning. In other news, Michael Chesham, solicitor of the Defoe estates, was found dead this morning in his office. Holy shit. Mr. Chesham was found to have hanged himself, and a ruling of a suicide has already been declared. Jesus Christ. It's the latest in a recent string of deaths and disappearances connected to the mysterious Defoe manor. A string which began with the murder-suicide of Sir Clarence Defoe and his young wife, and has seen more recently the disappearances of BBC reporter Simone Taylor. Police were hoping to acquire the key to Defoe Manor in order to investigate, but the location of the key was known only by Mr. Chesham himself. Numerous television stars have already come forward to pay tribute to Miss Taylor, as it becomes increasingly apparent that disappeared. TV static. Something tells you it wouldn't even be that much coverage if there wasn't a celebrity involved. Like, maybe. But you startled the cats. Wait, you like my interjection? Holy shit! Peter Daltrey, have you heard this? People are dying, Peter. Well, it's not a great sign for us getting out of here, huh? You think AJ's still in the backyard? You think AJ's still in the pool? Did they just leave him there? I don't know what else you would do with him, but A portrait of a wizened, bearded old man in a safari suit. The plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Would they not? Phil had a shovel because he was digging in the backyard. They could have buried him. I don't even know. We're gonna go check, but I do not know. Hi, Phil. Hello, Philip. Leave me alone, cat burglar. Have you seen the others? No. All I know is they're not here bothering me. Why don't you join them? Fair. What are you up to? Bothering you more? None of your business. Are those maps of the house? Yes, they're maps. I'm going to find a way out, and I'm going to get away from this madhouse once and for all. And after that, if I ever see your smug pinstripe-wearing face again, it'll be a million years too soon. Are you starting to see why people ship these two together? Are you starting to understand? Come on, Phil. None of us could have possibly killed AJ. You want to bet? You're over 6 foot. You could have done it easily. Maybe I could have, but I didn't. Prove it. You know I can't. Well then. You know your attitude could be the death of us. Can we bug Philip to death? It's certainly going to be the death of you if you don't get out of my face. I only know of one spot where you could, like, really die in this game. And it's not with Philip. Feeling any better this morning? Oh, I'm just Peaches. Now go away. Fair. I'll catch you later. Also, speaking of dying. Let me just do a precautionary save. We gotta find people, huh? Jim was in the backyard that one time. Oh, what's this? I just found it out here like this. Do you know whose it is? Yeah, it's mine. Did you bring it in here last night or something? Of course not. It was in the front yard, and there's no way into the front yard. Maybe someone's trying to help us. Maybe. I'll go and find the others and let them know about it. I'm sure Philip is going to be very pleased. Also, if you're burgling a place, do not leave your car in the front yard. Parked out front. I don't care how empty you think it is. What's in our car? Great. My lockpicks are here. They must have fallen out of my pocket while I was getting out of the car. Wonderful. I'll hide an emergency pick in the lining of my tie like I usually. Burgle the turts. The turts must be burgled. Ooh, we can lockpick this actually now. Yes, Trilby, I know it's locked. I want you to use your lockpicks the way a point-and-click adventurer might and unlock the door. Thank you. Door. We have things. We need this pickaxe. And we need this saw that you're somehow gonna shove up your ass. Look at that. Like a real trooper. There's nothing in the cabinet, but I wanted to open it anyways. Now for the moment of truth. Do you think? Oh, Simone, you're down here? Did not know this was where Simone was on this day. Hey girl, why are you standing over the body like that? Simone? Oh, Trilby. How's the ghost hunt going? Well, at least the ghost hunt doesn't have me standing over a corpse. Also, did you see my car out here? Did you talk to Jim? Do you know where the others are? sorry, Trilby. I haven't seen either of them since yesterday. So, have you just been down here? Someone brought my car into the backyard. Simone, did you see my car? Yes, I noticed. It's your car, is it? Did you bring it in here? Trilby, I have no idea where it came from or how. I'm just glad to see a bit more color around the place. I see. What are you doing? I'm investigating. Like we all should be doing. So what do you conclude? I found his wallet. Oh, he had an ID for almost every government agency I could think of. Wow. Everything from MI6 to CID. Really? I think he must have been sent to investigate the house. Some kind of secret mission. That's why he never told us anything about himself. It would make sense, certainly. I'd say this constitutes a pretty spectacular failure of that mission. Yeah. Any clues on who did this? Must have been a pretty big fellow, I think. Armed with a large slashing weapon like a machete. And I found a piece of leather. Leather? Like Philip's jacket? No, it wasn't black. Brown leather, like from an old-fashioned blacksmith's apron. Damn, she's really got this locked up. There's a torn-off piece in AJ's hand. I see. How are you feeling standing over this corpse like this? Fine, thank you. You're not too shaken up about AJ? I don't have time to be shaken up about AJ. Whoever did this to him might still be around. Once we're safely out of harm's way, then I'll think about being shaken. That's the shock. That's fine. I'll see you later. Sure. At least he probably, you know, he probably doesn't smell terrible, because it was a chlorinated pool, right? Would that do some masking? Can I fill the pool back up with Simone in it? Button seems to be stuck. Damn. You fucking cowards. Alright. We need to... There's a couple of things that we can do now. One of them I'm going to do first, which is going to seem a little out of place, but trust me, on this one, my dudes. We gotta go find Jim. Hello, Philip. Goodbye, Philip. Jim, I think, ends up here in the library. Yes. We haven't talked to him yet either. Talk to Jim. Jim? Yes? Have you seen Philip and Simone? Mr. Hardy's in the dining hall shouting at everyone who comes in. Miss Taylor said she was investigating AJ. Thanks. What are you doing? Just looking for stuff in the house. On the house. Why? I don't know. Yes, you do, Jim. Why? Because I want to help. But I'm not sure what I could do. You want to tag along with me? Be my little buddy? Sure. I promise not to get in the way. You will not get in the way, Jim. Trust me. Trust me. You and I, we've got this. My little protege. What's up, Phil? I got a better friend than you. Goodbye. Okay. So, actually, I'm walking away from this issue. What we need Jim for is to cut down tree. Jim, give me a hand with this. And there it goes. Here. Hell yeah. The freaking tweening. No, there is not any sound effects. Don't worry about it. Why did we cut the tree down, Mrs. Trilby? I'm not exactly sure. I know it makes me feel better. I don't know if there's any point in the game where he's sure of why he cuts that tree down. You can go investigate the upper floor as much as you want, and he will still say the same line as far as I understand. But we need to cut that tree down for a couple of reasons. All of which pertain to the second floor. So let's go upstairs. Because we've got our lockpicks, remember, we got our lockpicks and these doors were locked. We can unlock this door. I think I did it, but it still won't open. There must be a deadbolt on the other side or something. It's a shame. What if we unlock this door? There we go, unlocked. And Jim's just following me. Should we... Jim, yes? Never mind. He'll leave us at some point, it's fine. I was just gonna not worry about it, maybe. And we've got a bedroom! Let me use my eyeball. There's a wardrobe, rather nice piece of Victorian furniture. Understated nightstand. Bed must, this must be the room Clarence Defoe had picked for himself and his wife. And, most importantly, potentially, what are these scratches down here? They don't look like they were made by human fingernails. Hey, Trilby, that's not a normal thing to say. What? Who do you think did that to the window? There is, fortunately, a book up here for us to read. No, Trilby, please, the book. Trilby, please. Book. Thank you. Good God. Alright. Let us read book. Look. Book. The Diary of Sir Roderick Defoe. Good God. Okay. March 5th, 1805. Work on the house is going well. It should be completed by the end of July. Belinda is already excited about the forthcoming wedding and spends many hours of the day going over even the smallest details over and over again. Not since our early courtship has she been so giddy with joy. It softens my heart to see her smile, and she smiles often. I am wondering why I didn't retire sooner. Certainly nothing could go wrong in such a sweet relationship like this. August 12th, 1805. I am only now having the opportunity to write this, as it has been a most hectic day. The wedding went without a hitch, and the house is ready for us to move in as soon as the ceremony was over. Belinda insisted on consummating our marriage immediately. I am sure, dear diary, that this house can expect to hear the laughter of children before 1806 is out. What a wild... I know it's your personal diary, but what a wild sentence. Belinda insisted on consummating our marriage immediately. February 14th, 1806. A romantic day for our announcement. The physician has just left, confirming that Belinda is with child. A child we can expect to be born in June. We have already decided to name the child Matthew if a boy, or Jane if a girl. June 28th, 1806. Belinda is dead. I will never forget her face, ash gray, contorted with pain. The child is healthy. Would that it had never come about and spared me this fresh hell. What a change. Also, going from 1806 to 1820, May 24th, 1820. Matthew showed me the painting of the grounds he had created. I worry about that boy. Why can't he have healthier interests like soldiering? The painting was fair, I suppose, but I would rather my child be less of a weakling. Jesus Christ, dude. And then June 28th, 1821, is the anniversary of the night I unleashed a horror which I tonight shall remove from this world. May God forgive me. Last entry. Sir, what have you done in here? Besides consummating with your wife. Well, what do you know? It opened. Of course, since it overlooks the backyard, this doesn't help me much. I want to go out the window anyways. What are you doing, Mr. Trilby? Just popping out for some fresh air. Why don't you wait for me in the library? Oh, okay. Don't worry about me, Jim. I wouldn't be able to kill myself from this height if I tried. One of the things we have not investigated in this inventory is this brolly. It's a grappling hook launcher made to look like an umbrella, which is conveniently going to help me here as we yoink just across the way and into a secondary bedroom, a child's bedroom, Matthew's bedroom, perhaps. I suspect. Let me take a look. Take a look. Empty wardrobe, easel, an artist's easel with a blank canvas. How philosophical. Teddy bear. Very old Victorian era stuffed bear. Single bed. Maybe this room has been left as a spare or something. Understated nightstand. There's nothing in any of the... Well, there was nothing in the other nightstand. First of all. No, I don't want to take the bed. I want to take the teddy bear. And why the hell not? You're gonna need it, Trilby, don't worry. And there's nothing in here but this old diary. Boy, oh boy. We got more reading to do. Red diary this time. With a little sippy. Look. Diary. Secret diary of Matthew Defoe. Which is the son, right? Sir Roderick's, one son, his good son. His artist son, I guess I should say. June 28th, 1814. Today's my 8th birthday. Nanny said I would soon be a big strong man like my father. I wanted to see him today, but he wouldn't come out of his study all day. Nanny says he always gets cross on this day, but it's not because of me. Well, Matthew. August 5th, 1817. I found a new friend. He is behind the door in the kitchen, and he doesn't have a name. He likes me to sit and talk to him, but father gets very angry when he finds me doing this. It's a wild entry. I asked father who the boy behind the door was, but he told me there was no boy behind the door, and it was just a silly fantasy. I think you might be incorrect. May 24th, 1820, I showed father the painting I just finished. He said it was quite good, which is the best thing he has ever said. Good God, this poor neglected boy. While he was in a good mood, I asked if I could go and look behind the door in the kitchen. He pretended not to hear me. June 28th, 1821. My father has done a terrible thing. All this time he pretended there was no boy behind the door, and now this. There's blood all over the kitchen floor. I will do what I can, then we can be a family together and be happy. That's where it ends, except for a little ink blot just underneath the text. I think I've read enough to have some idea what's going on here. There's a ghost in this place, and it must have some connection to the disappearance of Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. Was Matthew schizophrenic or something? Did Sir Roderick kill him and disappear to avoid the law? It's odd that neither of their bodies were ever found. If I could find Matthew's body, perhaps I can get to the bottom of it. Maybe there's a book or something in the library that could help. It is... Why? I mean, ostensibly you're going to assume that the bodies are in the family tomb in the front yard, and that we might be SOL. But in fact, we are not SOL. We have to go in here and get... These are the occult books. Excuse me, Jim, I just gotta... Why not? I could certainly do with a laugh. This is a book on white magic. I forgot to look at the shelf beforehand because I thought it was just gonna say occult books. We picked up a book on white magic. Yes. Finding a person from their possession. Perfect. Tie the possession in question to a stick and dip it in salt. Next, wave it over the place where the subject sleeps. While you hold it in front of you, the object should now indicate in which direction the owner lies. Okay. So, I mean, I'm assuming this teddy bear is his. And we have Horde, a little macabre perhaps, but never mind. Did you tie a noose around? Oh, you tied a noose around the bear. Poor guy. Oh, not that. And then tie that to stick. And then we have a bear on stick. Bear plus stick. Sure. Okay. And we know where there's a bunch of salt downstairs that we have to go get. Hi, Philip. Would you like to see my bear on stick? No? You're lost. Bear plus stick plus salt. Salty bear plus stick. Mission accomplished. Now, if we assume that that spare bedroom was Matthew's. Gotta walk all the way back up these stairs. Alright. Use salty bear plus stick on bed. I guess that'll do. And now we can look at salty bear, indicating downwards. So we have to go downstairs again. I do love point and click adventure games, but the going back and forth is sometimes a little annoying. I guess it would be more annoying if I like didn't know what I was doing, but seems to be indicating to my left. Gotcha. Hey Philip, you wanna see my salty bear? Indicating to my left. That's fine. Bum, 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 bum. And now, either it's not working properly or it's pointing straight downwards. That would kind of make sense. Matthew was talking about a boy behind the door in the kitchen that is no longer here anymore. So maybe if we knock knock. Beautiful. What a perfect ellipse that you have created for us, Trilby. I really appreciate that. Oh. So grim. It's just some fucking chains bolted to the wall. Oh my god. What the hell was this room used for? Volume. Volume kicked in again. I'm not crazy. Stop it. Alright. Southwest? Like this direction? West. Straight down. Oh boy, we found it. Jackpot? Question mark. Matthew Defoe, I presume. Did Sir Roger keep him down here? No, he can't have done. There'd have been mention of it in one of the books I read. So, hold on. I don't think that's Matthew's hand. There's another corpse down here. Looks like the body of a much older man. You know, I have a feeling this is Sir Roderick. Judging by the ribs, he was killed by a large stabbing weapon. But by whom? Smash! What was that? It sounded like it came from the other side of the house. My question is, who buried them down here? We'll get to it because we're probably gonna have some time to talk after stream about this game. But like, who? It's fully underground and was fully sealed off. Someone had to have like sealed off the property, the door on instinct when the building was passed down. Who buried the bodies? Philip, did you hear that smash? Fancy, welcome back. 5 Days a Stranger, how thick was the dust on this one? It's pretty thick, dude. This game's from 2003. So, that's 22 years of dust. Chizou Mythos is one of my favorite series, though, so we're playing them all this week. Playing the hits. I know where the crash sound came from. And we're gonna save before we go in there, because certainly nothing will go wrong in this terrible haunted house. Yeah, that sounds right. You played this forever ago? It's been around for forever, dude. Oh, the bell jar. Bell jar with the grotesque looking... We looked at the grotesque idol when we were in here last, right? Bell jars have been knocked over and smashed. Look like the idol is undamaged. Oh, well. It really is a horrendously ugly little wooden idol. Hang on, what are these little stains? Day 4. The volume went up again. I swear to God. Ooh. Other why? Was that a dead Philip on the floor? Did we do that? Oh God, my head. What the hell happened last night? It was a real rager. I remember. Oh God, Philip. Did I kill Philip? I don't remember anything. Last thing I remember is putting my hand on that idol. I've got to warn the others. Great little game series that unsurprisingly got lost under the sands of time, like all indie pack adventure games. Yeah, it'd be like that. But I'm here to bring all of the indie back to the forefront. If nobody is playing the Chizou Mythos games in 2025, then I am deceased. I'm assuming we can't just... it's locked. God knows where they found the key. Also, Simone fucking knocked me the hell out with like a lead pipe or something. There's still nothing in there? There's still nothing in there. That's fine. Window? It's stuck shut. Is there... Can we call for help? Hello? Is anyone out there? Quiet. Simone? Is that you? Yes, I'm keeping guard. Why? Shut up! You killed Philip! Don't even try to deny it. Did? Don't play games with me. I'm keeping guard until the police get onto the grounds. Then I'm handing you over. Well, that's not going to be good for our cat burglar reputation. Simone? What do you want now? There's a fucking gnat in my room, and it just flew in my face, and I thought I was getting attacked. We would love to have our tie back. She's probably not going to give it to us, though. What have you done with my tie? It was Jim's idea. We took it off so you wouldn't hang yourself. We took it off of you so you wouldn't hang yourself. Why wouldn't you want me to hang myself if I'm such a cold-blooded killer? Jim seems to think you might somehow be innocent. That boy really admired you, you know. I am filled with shame. I'm sure. This puzzle is kind of wild. I do know the solution to it, but we're gonna go through a lot of the dialogue options first. Where's Jim? Why do you want to know? So you could track him down and kill him? He could be in terrible danger. Because the murderer's still out there, right? I know. Until the police have you handcuffed, we all are. Damn. Damn, girl. What? Like, look, I know you found me in the room where he was murdered with the dead body, with the murder weapon, and this awful welding mask, but what makes you think I killed Philip anyways? Maybe I was framed. Oh, well, let me see. First, Jim and I are attacked by some huge guy in a welding mask and an apron with a machete, but manage to get away. Then we come into the kitchen and find a huge guy in a welding mask and an apron, unconscious next to Philip's corpse. And when we took the mask off, lo and behold, it's you. Look, you've got it all wrong. Oh, really? Well then, let's hear your version. Philip tried to kill me first. He had it out for me. Oh, I see. You killed Philip in self-defense. So I suppose when you burst into the living room and swung the machete at Jim and me, you were just trying to swat a fly or something. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely what I did. You're making a terrible mistake. Oh, am I? Why is that? Haven't you ever watched a... This is such a Yahtzee thing to put in this game. Haven't you ever watched a horror movie? There's always someone who gets wrongfully accused of the killings. And whoever does the accusing is destined to be horribly murdered next. What the hell kind of fantasy world are you living in? You're the killer. That's a proven fact. There's no way of denying it. He is right, though. Now that I'm thinking about the sequence of games, the series of games, I do think chronologically, not to briefly spoil Trilby's notes, I do believe Simone's the one who dies next. Not in this game in this instance, but Simone does canonically die next. What do you want now? You're making a terrible mistake. See if I remember the exact series of the police will never get in here. They're holding freaking funeral for you. The house will only let people in one by one. And even if an officer does get inside, they can't leave. Will you shut up about your stupid haunted house theory? One good solid battering ram to the front door, and they can come and go as they please. Real killer still on the loose? Technically? Oh, sure. I suppose they knocked you out. Dressed you in their clothes. Put the machete in your hand. And cleverly hid while we discovered you. Something like that. Oh, please. I haven't been keeping up with Yahtzee. He's still doing the same shtick occasionally, yeah? He is doing, he does, like, game reviews and stuff. Mostly now. He does the zero punctuation stuff. I don't know if he really makes games anymore. I haven't really been keeping up with him either. But I know zero punctuation is, like, this big thing that he does weekly. Weekly? And then, like, a sideshow with longer reviews. It's called something, yeah, zero punctuation. He has a sideshow with longer reviews That's called something silly like some punctuation or whatever. Where's Jim? Why do you want to know? So you could track him down and kill him? Crazy that's still going. He's still going strong. They've got like a Patreon and everything. They still making, you know, he's still making them. If you left him alone, he's already dead. Shut up. The real killer's still out there. He could be creeping up on you even as we speak. I said shut up. I do think it's the gym line. But I have to remember. He could be in terrible danger. No, we did this one. Until you're handcuffed, we all are. He knows that I'm innocent. Does he? You almost hacked him to pieces with a machete. I think he'll have taken that into consideration. Yeah. I can't believe I'm forgetting the one puzzle that I specifically watched a playthrough of this game earlier today so that I wouldn't get stuck on this puzzle because it's the one that I never remember. What makes you think I killed Philip anyway? I was possessed by the ghost. Oh, now that impresses me. Did you think of that all by yourself? It's the truth, I swear. Shut up. Just shut up. Oh, yes, okay. It possessed me just like it did when I killed AJ. I think is the bit. What are you talking about now? The ghost. It talks to me late at night when no one else can hear. Trying to make me do things, evil things. Shut up. Never leaves me alone. I can't sleep. Then I have the blackouts. I'll wake up with blood all over me in an unfamiliar place. It's happened so many times now, I can't count them. Shut up! Kill AJ. Kill Philip. Kill everyone. It won't leave me alone. I'm warning you. I'm delirious with guilt most of the time. I can see the face of every poor innocent I've killed every time I close my eyes. Most evenings I cry so hard I vomit several times. It's just so dramatic. Sometimes I just want this nightmare to end. If death came right now, I'd welcome it. Oh, God. Simone, let me have my tie back. Your tie? Please. Oh, to hell with it. Have it, you psycho. Thank you, Simone. I will take my tie back. Locked. I want the tie, please. I'll just slip it on. And here's my emergency lockpick. We're not going to kill ourselves. See, this demonstrates the importance of forethought. Use lockpick on the door. No killing ourselves tonight, baby. There we go, unlocked. Use door. Where's Simone got to now? I've got to get her and Jim to believe me about the idol. Alright. Give me a quick save. This is a wild puzzle. This series has some interesting decisions going on in it. But the puzzle, the first game having a puzzle where you have to convince this woman who you met 4 days ago that you want to kill yourself so you can access the emergency lockpick in your tie is a great tone setter, honestly. Also, hi Philip. The fucking volume's back up. Hold you. I keep trying to turn it down in my like volume mixer, and it keeps turning back up. Dude, why? Spooking me out. It's Philip. Someone has run him through with a machete. The worst part of it is that someone was probably me. That someone I do believe was unfortunately you, Trilby. But, oh, that's also new. It's a portrait of a skeleton in a bloodstained safari suit. The plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Rip to Sir Roderick, but I'm built different. The volume simply will not be adjusted. I'm gonna have to leave it there. If it's too loud, let me know and I can adjust it, no BS. We gotta find Jim and Simone. But we also have to watch some TV. I gotta fix this. Okay. Let me look. That's not what I wanted. Actually, we haven't done that yet. A Sony MH400, some collector's value here. MH400 was becoming defunct at around the same time as the Rubik's Cube. Damn. Let me watch that TV. Defoe Manor. A luxurious country home for a respectable aristocratic family. Or the eerie home of a dark, ineffable secret. Why have so many people disappeared around the manor? What did happen to Sir Roderick Defoe and his teenage son? Is there really some kind of ghostly horror lurking in the basement? All this and more on The Haunting of Defoe Manor. Tonight at 9, only on BBC Two. Now. How do you know about The Haunting in the Basement unless you're just making that up for shits and gigs? There isn't even a basement here. It's not even an official addition to the house. Broken bell jar. Someone's been doing a little tidying up, which means someone's touched it, which means we're in danger. Can I touch it again? No. You know what, Trilby? Fair. I've never seen that dialogue before. That's so funny. Oh my god. This is very much the same energy as, I can suck your dick. Ah! No. Volume's tolerable. I'll do it. Little. I'll do it a little lower. There's gonna be a lot of dialogue, so I want to make sure we're good. Unfortunately, no one in here either. Where the hell is everyone? Trilby! Simone, before you say anything. I know you didn't really kill Philip or AJ. You do? I figured you were lying to get me away from the shed. I saw him again. Who? The killer! The guy in the welding mask! I spotted him downstairs, but he didn't see me. And I can't find Jim anywhere. Simone, you have to listen to me. The ghost. Oh, shut up about your ghost! This isn't a ghost, this is a regular flesh and blood psycho. And he's here, speak of the devil. Eee! Do something! Don't worry, babe, I got you. Oh my god, Jim? Day 5. How is he? He's awake, he's fine. Doesn't remember anything, just like I didn't. Look, I only sort of half believe this possession thing right now. But in the absence of a better suggestion, I guess I'm going along with it. Have you been going over those books I was carrying? Yeah, and some texts on the occult. Apparently, if we want to destroy this thing, we have to get the spirit back to its old body. That'll make it quasi-mortal. It'll still be dangerous, but not unkillable. We have to find the body first. And to do that, we have to know who the ghost is. I've been thinking about this, and I have a fairly workable theory. Yes, I have a couple ideas about it myself. Right, well, the ghost has something to do with the disappearance of Roderick and Matthew Defoe, right? The deaths and disappearances all start after that. Agreed. So what do you think? The deaths and disappearances all start after Roderick Defoe, as long as you don't count Roderick Defoe's 2 dead parents. You forget what they end up calling this guy? Our murderous ghost here, TM, will end up being referred to as John Defoe, which I think is kind of cute, because it's just like John Doe, because he's undescribed and doesn't have another name. Trilby ends up calling him John Defoe, and that's how he's referred to by the rest of the franchise, I think. Our little guy John. Because Sir Roderick had more than one son. Yes, because of what I read in Sir Roderick's diary. Exactly. He makes reference to some monster he helped create, and he doesn't mean Matthew. He's into the arts, but he's not a monster. And Matthew talks about another boy in the house, a boy behind the kitchen door, whose manacles indicate that someone was kept imprisoned in the basement. Where do you think this other son came from? I want to hear what you think first. That I remember, but I think he has a second name. He probably has something hardly used except for in very specific circumstances. Are you thinking of the big bad of, like, Trilby's Notes and 6 Days? Has a couple of names. Has, like, a full name and then is referred to as the Prince and such. John probably also has another name similar to the Prince, but I do not know. Probably on the wiki, though, if he does have another. Belinda gave birth to twins. Sir Roderick fathered a love child while in Africa would be crazy. And had an affair. We'll find out eventually, surely. If we don't find out by the end of this game, I will look it up. Because now you got me thinking. I think Belinda gave birth to twins and was killed by the second one. I agree with that. I found Belinda's death certificate. She died about 20 minutes after Matthew was already out. I think it was her second son that did her in. Sir Roderick went practically insane with grief. Blamed the poor kid for her death, kept him locked in the basement, refused to even acknowledge his existence. Can you imagine what that must have been like for the boy? Growing up in a filthy grotto like some kind of animal, given no education, no love? The boy would be completely deranged and insane. Deficient and insane, one might say. He probably couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. That's why he kills absolutely everyone who enters the house. He thinks they're all Sir Roderick come to torment him some more. But what happened on that day 15 years later, when Sir Roderick and Matthew disappeared? You found the corpses in the basement, so they were obviously murdered. The question is, how and why? So, Sir Roderick definitely went mad. Someone found out about him and killed Sir Roderick out of sympathy. Rough. No, went mad and tried to kill him from his diary entry, right? Yes. Remember in Sir Roderick's diary, in the last entry? He talks about destroying the monster. He must have gotten really drunk, and it being the anniversary of Belinda's death didn't help. He went down to the basement and beat the poor kid to death. Half to death. Matthew found the body afterwards and tried to bandage him up. Matthew wasn't the sharpest tool in the box. His brother lived on for a bit longer. Long enough to get a mask and a machete, and to kill both his father and Matthew. Then he must have just died of his wounds. Jesus. And we're going to try to destroy his ghost? None of anything that happened to him is his own fault. What little mind he has is no more. What little mind he had, I suppose. If we don't kill him, he'll kill us all. There's no reasoning with him. I suppose you're right. It's very sad, really. What will you do now? I'm going to find his body. Then I'm going to figure out how to bring his soul back to it and destroy him. Well, let me know if I can be of any help. I will. Good luck. Thanks. Okay. We're in the final moments. And we've got some stuff to grab. And the floor is creaking. Hi, Jim. How are you doing? Mr. Trilby? Yes, Jim? Can I ask you a favor? Sure. I still have the mask and the apron and the knife from last night. Could you take them and throw them away from me? I really don't like having them around. Sure. I'm definitely going to throw them away and not use them for this terrible ritual. Thank you. No, thank you. Jim? Yes? How are you feeling, Jim? My head still hurts a bit. I feel a bit woozy. Apart from that, I'm fine. What happened last night? Well, me and Miss Taylor were in the living room. And then this big man entered in a mask and tried to kill us with a big knife. We were able to get away, but then we heard Mr. Hardy screaming. Miss Taylor told me to wait here. A bit later she came back and told me that was you in the mask. I didn't really believe that. She went off to keep guard or something. Then I went into the trophy room and found this wooden doll thing on the floor. Next thing I remember, I was in the bathroom and my head really hurt. Did I really try to kill you? No. But something did. Through you. I don't like this place anymore, Mr. Trilby. You and me both. Yeah, I'll see you later. We'll have something for you to do, momentarily. We gotta go just back down to the kitchen, right? If you remember, your white magic, we have to, take his possessions. Machete. Can I just use machete on Trilby? Do we need scissors? I thought you could do it with machete. Let's go talk to Simone. She went downstairs. As for where downstairs is an excellent question, honestly. I think she's over here somewhere. Have we watched TV yet today? Oh, there's the scissors. That's what we... These scissors have not been here the whole time. Spooky. Scissors. Okay. Now we scissors on apron, and then we strip, and then we mask. That's what we're gonna need. Hi Simone. How are you? Philby? Oh, I do love that you can ask her what you're supposed to be doing. How are you feeling about everything? Feel a lot better once we get out of this madhouse. You know what? Fair. Okay. Now we gotta go back to the kitchen and step over Philip's body. Oh, did we? We didn't. Actually, I'm gonna do that first. First of all, it's a blank canvas. The plaque no longer reads Sir Roderick Defoe. Second of all, I don't think we watched TV yet today. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. TV. Budget. We can now go to Peter Daltrey reporting from the gates of Defoe Manor. Over the last couple of hours, a large number of police cars have gathered around the mansion grounds. I'm not exactly sure what the official position is. I've heard reference to a hiker hearing suspicious noises coming from the mansion over the last couple of nights. What's happening there now, Peter? Well, since I arrived, there have been 3 attempts to break down the front door, all unsuccessful. It's a sturdy door. I understand the authorities are still waiting to hear word from Michael Chesham's office about getting a hold of the key. It made him sturdy in Victorian England, I guess. Defoe Manor is, of course, reported to be the last known location of missing newsreader Simone Taylor. Afraid. Sure. Alright, the last of the news. Now we can go get our salty mask. Salty mask. Okay. Hi Philip, don't worry about me. I'm just gonna just gonna step over you a little bit. Just need to get these lethal quantities of salt. Okay. Now we look. Either it's oh, that's right. It's not working properly. Because we have to wave it over the creature's resting place first. Which is here, unfortunately. Guess this must be where it slept if he was chained to these all the time. Unfortunate. Now we look. Seems to be indicating upwards. Sure. It's a little weird that it... This, similarly to my question of who buried Sir Roderick and Matthew, I have even wilder questions about who buried Little John Defoe. But we'll get there. Because we have to go further upwards. Which means I gotta walk all the way back upstairs. Alright. Give me another look. Another look-see. Indicating to my right. Further upwards, you say? I do say. Stop. Give me the use button. That's not until the next game. You know what? You're so right. But yeah, there is infinitely further upwards in theory. The next game we will be going very far upwards. Indicating to the southwest. Which is like this. North. God. Point and click adventure games with their pickiness. Pointing straight down. Which means somehow you crazed motherfuckers buried this kid's body in the bathroom. Lever up the floor with the machete. Pay dirt. Whoa, these bones are pretty oddly shaped. I think this kid must have been born deformed. Let me, hold on. Take a, who buried this boy in the bathroom? And why? I guess we're just gonna pick this up. You're coming with me? you're just gonna you're just gonna put it in your pocket, Trilby? Heavily decayed remains of Sir Roderick Defoe's unwanted son. Oh god, okay. Do we need to... Is there another thing that we can read in the white magic book? Finding a person from their possession. No. I think there's another book that we could read, and I kind of want to read it before we finish this up, because I know what we have to do, but we look at the occult books again. A book on black magic. Yes. Must be something in here about summoning angry spirits. You don't have to do this, obviously, but for the full playthrough. The arts of black magic and necromancy. Summoning angry spirits to their bodies. Murderous wraiths are nigh indestructible when they can hop from body to body, but tying them down to their old bodies returns them to partial mortality, a state in which they can be destroyed. Simply enough, place the spirit's original body in a place of fire and death. Return it its old clothes, then read aloud the following passage, omitting nothing. Just a load of magic gobbledygook here. When I want to read it out, I should use this book on myself. Warning: the summoning of a wraith will often bring forth other unquiet spirits who will haunt those who hold their possession. Sure. That sounds concerning. But we do need the spirit the hell out of here, so we do what we must, right? And fortunately, Sir Roderick is such a colonizing bastard that we do in fact have a room with both fire and death in it. So we'll be good to go. Alright, body. Guess this will count as a room of fire and death. Ooh, spooky. And then we use the mask and his clothes and everything. Somehow I don't think I've improved his looks. Sure. Look at that. Spooky. Now we have to, we do actually need some other people to be possessed by spirits. So Simone, will you assist me with this? Simone, Shelby, could you meet me in the trophy room? Do you have a plan? Yes, I've got a plan. Okay then. Thank God everyone trusts me, and that I'm not gonna just, you know, I'm not just rounding them up to be murdered by this thing. And then poor Jim. Poor Jim. He's in here. He's in Matthew's room. Talk to Jim. Yes? Could you go down to the trophy room, please? Why? I have a plan. Well, okay. I know you just recovered from this terrible ordeal that almost happened to you over the last couple of days, but we've got a summoning to do. Don't you know? Alright. Now, Jim, I'm gonna need you to hold Matthew's teddy bear. Could you hold on to this for me, Jim? Whatever you say. And just like a touch. Music's so loud in my ear. We got the rifle. Well, this thing's heavier than it looks. I'm not carrying this around everywhere. I'd better find a place to put it down. And my place to put it down is in Simone's arms. Could you hold on to this for me, Simone? Is this part of the plan? Or do you just get a kick out of seeing women with big guns? Please, Simone. Oh, alright. Yeah, you probably shouldn't, while holding it, you probably shouldn't aim it at Jim, but sure. Now it's time for magic. Here goes nothing. In this hall of death and by the light of Prometheus's gift I call thee. I bring thee gifts that may tempt thee back. I bring thee thy helm that thy would be masked. I bring thee thy armor that thy would be clothed. I bring thee thy sword that thy would be armed. Come. 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 Oh Lord, he's alive. Jesus Christ, what now? Trilby, what? You. I knew you were evil from the moment you came into this world, demon child. May God forgive me for having a part in your creation. Why did you kill me, brother? I helped you when you were injured. I bandaged you when our father made his mistake. No mistake, young one. Now do you see why I tried to keep you away from this creature? It has no understanding of human ways. You're wrong, father. If you have ever given him a chance to be normal. Cease your prattling, Matthew. It's time I put an end to the horror I unleashed. What are you doing, father? Father, no! Father! Father! Oh, there he goes. I think now would be a good time to take our leave. As the house is on fire. Miss Taylor, over here. What in the hell's been going on in there? I don't know why this man is in New York. We were trying to get in there for hours and then suddenly the place catches fire. The doors burst open and you two. Us two? Where's Trilby? I thought he was right behind us. You're saying there's someone else in there? Trilby! Trilby! Wait a second. Trilby the cat burglar? Yes. Get someone in there. He could be in trouble. Maybe the ghost got him. Ghost? I think we'd better get you two down to the station. But, Trilby... The fire brigade will find him, if he's there. In the meantime, if you'd like to step this way. Death, of course, comes to us all. It came to Sir Roderick Defoe and his youngest son in the shape of each other. Was destroying the ghosts the right thing to do? It was acting like any other dumb animal. Oh well. I guess he and his family will have plenty of time to discuss it, wherever they are. As for me, well, I have no complaints. I've lived a life many would consider out of the ordinary. And I have only one regret. Leaving Simone and Jim to explain it all to the police. That was hardly gentlemanly conduct for a gentleman thief. But I'm sure they'd understand that rushing out into a field full of police officers wouldn't have been a good idea. It's going to be a long walk home, and I have some important matters to attend to. I have to track down my fence, for one thing. Then I have to punch him very hard in the face. A painless evening's entertainment, eh, Trilby? Hey, Trilby? Let's go! All good horror adventure games end with a burning house. Honestly, they kinda do. Oh, gosh. What an excellent time. A lot of them, yeah. And that's game. A crisp 2.5 hours, dude. Like, not even, because I rambled for a little bit beforehand. That's a good one. I'm really excited to be playing the rest of these games. I'm excited to have a full Chizo Mythos playthrough on the channel. Really impressive game for a hobby project, truly. This is one of those games, like, it's not too complicated to not think that you could also do it yourself. You know the artist's sort of quandary of looking at a thing and being like, I could do that. I could totally, you know, you could totally make a point-and-click adventure game. But it is complex enough to still be a really good game. The other entries in this series do get even more complex. Like I promise you that. In gameplay slightly, but also in like lore. There's a good amount of lore that we're going to discuss, usually surrounding Trilby and the Defoe family. Trilby's not technically in the next game though. He's in Trilby's notes, obviously. Is he in 6 days? I don't think he's technically in 6 days of sacrifice. It doesn't super matter. But when I initially encountered this series, seeing Trilby like in this game and how much of a fun, like sarcastic douchebag character he is, I was really excited to see him for like the rest of the game. And then the second game hit, and you are not only not with Trilby, you're not with any character that you really recognize out of this core cast. Trilby's not there, Simone's not there, Jim's not there, John Defoe is there, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that tomorrow. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back with more Chisholm mythos. So excited. It was a good time. I hope you all had a great time watching me play the game. I do think, unless you guys want me to sit here and ramble for another 30 minutes, which I can do. Oh, I'm sorry about the ad. I don't know if we really want to ramble about lore this early in the game, but I do have some questions. So like I'll ramble a little bit. So I discussed very briefly, we're going to be hearing a tiny bit more about AJ later. Ooh, we wanted to look up John Defoe's other name. Hold on. Where the fuck did I put my phone? Ah, it's over here. Rip ad. Mythos. Yes. I'll wait until we get back from ads. But he does have other names. A lot of characters in this game have more than one name that they don't always go by. I am going to be referring to John Defoe as John Defoe for the entirety of the game. I usually refer to people as like their actual names, including all of the like big bads of the game. But he does have other titles, which is fun. What? Which sending me weird Google notifications. Are we back from ads? Fancy, I figured it out. Fancy, are we back from ads? Wonderful. John Defoe is also known as the Welder, the Child, and the Bridge Keeper, for reasons that will be understood by the end of the franchise. We don't have to we're not going to go into the Bridge Keeper angle of it now, but the fact that we have a character called the Bridge Keeper is should tell you that this gets a little bit bigger than just a house fire, right? So I had some preliminary issues. Not issues, but like some interesting things about this game that I noticed knowing the rest of the game. Sort of similarly to how you look at like the original Five Nights at Freddy's, having seen the rest of the games and all of the books and all of the everything. Now that you're here, like looking back, you're like, huh, that was a weird thing that is in the game, but that does kind of pay off later. There is the bit, like I mentioned, the bit where they were joking about Simone being the next to die because they're in a horror movie situation. Trilby was unfairly accused, and then the person who did accusing would be the next to die. And that we'll get to that in a couple of games. But Simone has some problems later on in the game that I thought was interesting. But then there's stuff that I don't really know how, building on top of old stones with new intention is very, I do very much enjoy that. Looking back, there's some stuff that I don't know if it gets built on though. Like the idea of the idol, that ugly little wooden idol is going to be very important for shit later. And I understand why it would be in this house, because it was Sir Roderick's and it was like an antique item of his collection that was just in this bell jar, and I wouldn't want to touch it either. But who in the lineage of Defoe, like, buried Sir Roderick and Matthew in the basement and then put the body of John Defoe in the bathroom? Is that like... Because there's a line, right? There's a line between, like, this is definitely a thing that is happening because this is a point-and-click adventure game, and I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I wanted to be cheeky about it, didn't have anywhere else to put it. But then also, like, this could very well be, like, in universe, just like some cult shit that happened, has happened, is happening, that does not really get touched on at all, if I'm remembering correctly. The fact that John Defoe's body was just under the bathroom tile, it weirds me out so much. One of the compulsions that comes from living in a puzzle house. That, yeah. that do be like that. Because, like, Matthew and Roderick could just be down there and have dissolved into the dirt. But John being in the bathroom, because you find out later he wasn't beaten nearly to death in the bathroom. He was beaten nearly to death in the kitchen. Sort of. Closer to the kitchen than the bathroom, certainly. It was weird. It's weird, dude. We'll have a bigger, like, lore discussion the more lore that we get from this game. But maybe the bathroom was being renovated and it was just practical at the time. Maybe. But, like, who did it? Because we have in the history that, like, nobody even knew that Sir Roderick and Matthew died in that house. And they certainly didn't know that there was a third victim. Contractors! You know what? Truly, the thought that the cops, not only were the cops useless, but that the contractors just saw this, like, busted up human ass body in this building and was like, we could just, like, literally and metaphorically sweep that under the rug, right? No one's gonna worry about this. Is that fine? There's a family tomb on the grounds, and none of these motherfuckers are buried in it. It's just so funny to me. Like, I know it's like at least 80% a, like, puzzle game convenience thing, but it wild to think about, truly. Oh my gosh. This has been wonderful. I know it's a short stream tonight, but I really just wanted to get this one in, and then we could slot the other games in. It's gonna be 7 Days a Stranger tomorrow. Trilby's Notes Wednesday. 6 Days of Sacrifice Thursday. And then we're gonna do something fun on Friday. I've yet to decide. But we gotta do something big spooky for Halloween Day, right? It's not much of a horror game if all the skeletons are being well behaved. You know what, Fancy? You're so correct. You're so right. It's so true, and you should say it. No, I think that's just gonna be it. We could raid, but I don't know if I want to tell people. We're a couple of days from the Look Outside final update. Ooh, maybe that's what we'll do. 2.0, Look Outside 2.0 on Friday. Cause it's supposed to happen on like Halloween, right? I actually have, pause the music, but I have Look Outside still downloaded. Is there more achievements in this game now? Hold your fucking phone. Were there always 152 achievements for Look Outside? You've been following development streams and there's going to be quite a lot. No, it was like half that. That's what I was thinking, because I got so many of them. I was so proud. I did all of the, not all of the endings. We did most of the endings. I even got the Unhinged Crossword Maniac achievement. And now there's 102 hidden achievements. Oh, brother. I'm gonna be playing that game for the rest of my fucking life, dude. That's gonna be wild. Yes, the crossword mystery. Maybe there will be an answer to the crossword mystery once the 2.0 update comes out. Oh, that's so exciting. Hell yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it for me tonight, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know it's cutting it a little short, but I promise tomorrow will probably go over. 7 days always confuses me with how many fucking rooms there are. And there's more opportunity to die in 7 Days of Skeptic, so that'll be fun. I feel like the update is going to increase the content of the game by like 25% at least. Fuck yeah. That's so exciting. My body is so ready. Oh my god. Alright, I'll see you all tomorrow, my friends. Until then, have a wonderful evening.